Guidelines now or lawsuits later? Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable and this is my daily podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, in which I take one issue from the world of publishing and explain it in about 3 or 4 minutes. I've advocated external-facing guidelines for artificial intelligence so that publishers can protect themselves against bots that scrape their content, train their models on it, and then use their own content to compete with them. But that's not today's topic. Publishers also need internal guidelines about how AI can be used within their organization. Bosax distributed an article by Pierre de Villiers, hope that's right, Pierre, that makes this point pretty well. I'll link to it below. I'm a big fan of checklists, so I started to dream up a list of topics that such a policy ought to address. First, can AI be used at all? I know some companies that prohibit it altogether. If AI can be used, is there a preference for one over another, like ChatGPT over Bard or vice versa? Or rather, should there be a requirement that the results from one large language model be checked against another? If an article does rely on AI, does that need to be disclosed to the fact checker, to the editor, or to the reader? Also, there are different levels of use of AI. Should these be defined and distinguished? For example, it might be okay to use AI for background, but not okay to use the text verbatim. Are there special procedures to deal with AI's known bias and inaccuracies? Along those lines, this quote from the article made me laugh. If you're the New York Times, you cannot publish things that are not checked for biases. I guess that means the correct biases. In addition to policies, publishers need a user's guide. As inaccuracies and biases are discovered, they should be reported to the people who use the technology so they can keep an eye out for them. As people find ways to avoid such inaccuracy and bias, they should also be reported. For example, it's often a good idea to ask ChatGPT if what it just told you is true. It's remarkable how many times it will catch its own errors. Also, employees should share prompts and techniques that work well for specific needs. The user's guide sounds to me like a user's group or a bulletin board for everyone on staff so they can collectively learn how to use AI more effectively. Now that leaves one other big question: who should create these AI policies? I really like this quote from the article. The key to an effective AI strategy is to combine the managerial ability of a company's top structure with the creativity of those on the shop floor trying to find the best way to make AI work for them. You want to set a clear direction within your company, but you also want innovation and clever use cases, and that seldom comes from the top of the organization. They come from the people using the technologies. I agree with that, but it seems to me a good policy will need to come from at least 3 groups: corporate, legal, and the people who actually use the AI. So that's my thought on AI policies and procedures. Hope it's helpful. If so, leave a comment if you have something to add or have a question. Also, if you have some needs in your business and if I can help in some way, please give me a call. Thanks so much.